Okay, we're recording. You're on.
Wonderful. So we're going to log into the dashboard. Right now we're going to log in as me, and I'm going to show you where you are, and we're going to give you a password. I've already sent you a password once by email, but you may or may not have received it. So we're just going to start from scratch.
Okay.
So whenever you go to computersmt.com, you just /WP-login or WP-admin, either one works, and then when it'll bring up this password screen we're looking at.
Gotcha.
I always put in /WP-admin, ADMIN,
Okay.
and it will bring up your login screen. Once you have the login screen, literally I'm logging into your dashboard. I have access to all dashboards. You only have access to your dashboard.
Okay.
I have 15 dashboards on my system.
Gotcha.
So the first thing I'm going to do is go to Users, All Users, and there's Michael Manley, and your email address is here. You're at an administrator, and I'm going to just edit you. And here, your user profile is very important to be filled out. This is a big tool for SEO, but I don't normally fill out my clients' profile information because I don't. But it is important to go in here and put in your website, put in your Google Plus, your Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff, a picture, a bio. Normally I would do that for SEO purposes, but I just haven't done it yet on yours. Here I'm going to create a new password, which generated a strong password.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'll jump over here just real quick and email that to you so you have it.
Just put it on the Google Drive unless it's going to change next login.
Well, I suggest you create a login that's easier to remember.
Okay.
This is a funky, long, computer-generated mumbo-jumbo one.
Okay.
Would you rather it be on your drive?
No, I can change it myself, but I just want to put everything on the drive so we both know where it is.
I'm thinking you might want to or need to log in by the end of this session. So I'm going to give it to you just so you have it.
Okay.
Whoops. You have too many identities on my computer, Michael.
The other one still works, but get in the habit of using the new one because I'm trying to get Google to change it. They're driving me nuts because technically I'm a reseller, so I can sell Gmail accounts or I guess the Google business accounts, but I really don't focus on it much. But they're telling me if I switch my domain, I'm going to lose that, and you have to refer 100 people to get it back.
Wow. So in the user profile, again, you've got Yoast settings, which are important for SEO, and the meta description. This is really a description of you.
Is that just what they call it?
Yeah, it's one of the tools we use for SEO.
Okay.
And what it's doing is it's taking stuff that we just type in the front end and putting it in as pretty geek code in the back end for the search engines.
Okay.
So that's really what Yoast does as a plugin is we type in and answer its questions, but it puts it into pretty code for all the search engines. So it's a really good free tool that we have on all of our websites. And this is about you as the author. And everything that you put on your website is in your name as the author or my name as the author right now.
Okay.
We've taken Micaiah off. We've taken Lucas off. Everything goes in there under you.
Okay.
So it's kind of important, I think, to have a good profile picture and a good profile filled out. If you don't do it, I'll go in and at least do the minimums for SEO. So now you have a user login and you are a user.
Okay.
I'm just going to go through and go up here on the dashboard and go through a couple of things. Your posts are articles that we write. Your media are all the pictures and videos and documents that are loaded into the server. Your pages are literally that, how many pages you have on your website. Comments are monitoring and managing comments that are on your posts. Projects are another way of doing posts. So if you were to do like customer profiles and you had XYZ landscaping and you wanted to do a portfolio on XYZ landscaping, you could literally create a project. And it's very similar to posts because it has its own little subdomains and file structure and all of that, which keeps it under projects. So in WordPress now you have pages, posts, and projects. And a project is really kind of like a portfolio.
Okay.
Okay, then you have appearances. Under appearances is your theme. We have you under the Divi theme, which you're going to stay under the Divi theme as long as you're with me.
Okay.
You can customize, which means change all of the colors, all of the menus, all of the stuff you would do in a macro across the whole site is done under customize.
Okay.
Widgets I don't use very often, but widgets are literally that right-hand column and bottom of your site that you set in fun little softwares, fun little apps.
Okay.
Your menus are across the top and across the bottom, and we do use menus, and your background you don't touch.
Okay.
Under users, you are a user, I'm a user, but let's say you pay somebody to come in and manage this, then you would add them, and you would add them in either a role of an editor or an author or administrator or an owner.
Okay.
An owner can turn off an administrator can turn off everybody below it, and an administrator can mess with your site and change passwords, but only an owner can turn off the site.
Okay.
So, and there's your profile. Under tools, you hardly will ever use tools. Settings, you will hardly ever use settings. SEO, you'll hardly ever use SEO from this setting over here. We will use it on each page. And then Divi is the tool that makes this so amazing. And we'll talk about Divi here in a little bit, but that's really the theme and the tool that makes this so easy to work with.
Okay.
So that's your left-hand page. We're going to go here to all pages, and we're just going to, I'm going to stay on this page long enough to go down here and save the changes that I made. Always, always, always save, save, save. You never tell that to your clients, do you, Michael?
Nope, never.
All right, so pages, all pages, and this is literally everything that we have on your website. And About Us, I just updated last night. Did you find any errors on my About Us update? Have you looked at that email?
I haven't. I've been busy with the hospital.
So you had to go to the hospital with broken fingers?
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't broken.
Okay.
Anyway.
It was just really painful.
No, it was
Enough to
what do they call it? Look on Janessa's Facebook page. You'll see pictures of it on the x-rays. It's when it's out of the joint, whatever that's called.
Dislocated?
Yeah.
I'll pass on looking at that at this time. Thank you. Okay, so About Us I fixed last night with all the changes you sent me in that email.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna mess with it right this minute.
Okay.
The next page down, if you notice, is backup files.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to the edit backup files, and this was the page that I already kind of went through and changed for Odyssey, but there were some edits that you wanted on there. So I'm going to jump over here to my email. I'm going to go to Michael. And I'm going to put up backups. And here's the managed services website backup page. Okay, so here's the backup, the email that you sent me with the stuff that you want to change to, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to jump back over to the site. And what you see here is the back-end dashboard. So the Divi builder is open, and it's broken up. The left-hand column, the blue column, is a section. The green column is a row, and the stuff that's in there, like text, image, text, are modules. So each and every page is broken up into sections, rows, and modules. Okay. So the top one is a text module, meaning there's text inside of it. So I open up that text module, I click on the three little lines, and the text says, back up with confidence, exclamation point. We are pleased, blah, 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 blah. So I have a choice. I can work on it from the back end, and I can literally click on each and every section and each and every row and each and every module, and I can edit it just from the back end. And when I open up that module, I can click on this little eyeball here. And if I click on this little eyeball, I can actually see what it's going to look like on the front end. So I don't have to leave the back end to see the front end. And this little section is going to say, back up with confidence, blah, 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 introducing $5 a month for unlimited backup. So I'm just going to hit save and exit. And I'm going to go through this very first row and just kind of show you what it looks like on the back end. That's the picture. Okay? If I wanted to change the picture, I click on upload a new picture.
Okay.
And then I have settings for my picture. And it's not, choose to have it linked somewhere. I always, always, always open it in the same window if it's my website, or open it in a new tab if it's someone else's website. Okay. So if I'm going to click on from my website to Inc. Magazine's website, I'm always going to have that open in a new tab. But if I'm going to go from my backup page to my managed services page, I'm going to open it in the same window because they're staying on my site. Does that make sense?
Yep. Got it.
Okay. So I can do animations. I can animate from the left to the right, the top to the bottom. That picture is going to literally move in, so it's got some, it catches the eye, and that's called an animation. And all of these settings I can do right here from the back end. There's some stuff you can do on the back end that you cannot do from the front end. Okay. So in general, you're going to work from the front end. So I'm just going to exit here. I'm going to go back to the top, and I'm going to say, use the visual builder. Okay? When I click on use the visual builder, the page itself will open up in front of me. But at the top, I have my dashboard. See this black line? Mm-hmm. And in that black line is my dashboard. Everything else now is literally point, click, and change right from the front end. So you had said change something about this backup with confidence. So nope, the backup with confidence was fine. You've got, we're pleased to offer, blah, 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 blah. I scroll down a little bit, a typical household. I scroll down a little bit. And here is where you say combat loss, data loss with blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to go back to your email, and I'm going to grab what you said, change to combat, well, lost your computer, no problem. Our software backs up your computer, and it can also locate your computer and other devices. So I'm going to just highlight that, right-click copy, come back over here, And where does it, it doesn't say that anywhere.
Yeah, it's right there. It's the last bullet point.
Okay. So under the last bullet point, I'm going to highlight it and just paste. Okay. So it's that quick, that easy. Now, sometimes.
What's funky about our font? It looks like something's funky on the font. Did it transfer a new font from the other document?
It did.
Okay.
Because we're on Google Mail, and Google Mail has some funky stuff in the background.
Okay.
A lot of times, if we're copying and pasting from Word or from any other website, it's going to have some funky to it.
Okay.
Okay? And that font is funky, and I don't like it. And you don't like it because you're an analyst in the, and even though you might think you're a promoter, you're really an analyst. So I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to open Notepad. Notepad and WordPad work very similarly. You're familiar with those?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to open a Notepad. I'm going to Control V for paste in the Notepad, and
Control C again and get the unformatted text.
correct. Oops. So I've got the unformatted text now. I'm going to highlight this again. Control V, and now I've just pasted it with no formatting. But we lost those nice highlighted areas.
Okay.
So I'm going to just look at your email again, and the word computer and the word devices are highlighted, and the word locate. So I'll go back here. I'll go to the word locate, highlight it, and I'll bold it. See what I did?
Yep.
I'll go to the word computer, highlight it, bold it. I'll go to the word devices, highlight it, bold it. I'm doing all this on the front end. No code, no geek, no nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to jump over here, and right now, since we just did a little bit of work, I'm going to click on this purple button at the bottom, and on the far right, I'm going to save it.
Okay.
Just because I can save my work continuously, and it's always a good idea.
Okay.
Then I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to grab this combat data loss, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you didn't change, change to. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to copy it.
It's just the top part, I think. Sorry. Just the top 2 lines, not the call today.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Again, I'm just going to jump in here. And come back over here, grab these, and change it.
Nice.
I am going to grab this phone number, and I'm going to hyperlink it to TEL colon 406-992-4093 with no dashes, hyphens, or anything. And when I do that, I make that a link so that if I'm on a smartphone, I can click the link and it'll dial.
Same with like Google Talk and Skype and all that.
Yeah, if I have a phone link, it's a live link. If I don't, it's not a live link.
Gotcha.
And I just accidentally clicked it. So that's it. That's it for that. See how now when I move around here, see that green outline?
Mm-hmm.
That's my row. Okay. If I come way over here and I move around my mouse, I can see where my section is.
Okay.
My section's outlined in blue.
just real quick while you're there, put that last line in so that I can mark it in my mind as done, and then I know where we left off.
You mean save that last line?
Yeah, if you go back to the email.
Unfortunately,
You have it, the Gmail tab, I think. Oh,
yeah, that's okay. Give me 1 second here. Are you still there? Or did I turn you off?
You turned me off.
Now you're there?
Don't see it yet, but there could be a delay. You did the screen share?
I didn't mean to turn it off.
I think you need to turn the screen share back on. There you are.
Okay, do you need to hit record again?
Cool. Oh, so yeah, so I guess the question there is, do we want to just make it call today, or do we want to stay consistent with call today, Whitehall, Twin Bridges, and surrounding areas?
I would stay consistent with the Whitehall, Twin Bridges, and surrounding area, because it's not only there for humans, but it's there for Google.
Okay, so
and there's
if you scroll down below, the text is right there. You can just copy and paste it. There you go. Just grab that Whitehall, Twin Bridges, and surrounding areas.
I looked at a map, and that's not so close.
Well, we're calling Whitehall my address, but I'm actually halfway between Whitehall and Twin Bridges.
Okay, so we just jump right back down here, and where it says call in Whitehall, Montana, I'm going to switch that up. That fits pretty well. Looks good.
Just capitalize the A in areas. Perfect.
Okay. I'm just going to hit save. And then I'm going to do something that you don't see very often. I'm going to come over here on this left-hand column.
Okay.
And the first thing is a desktop. The next thing is a tablet. I'm going to see what that looks like on a tablet.
Nice.
Because sometimes the words break and the pictures break, and they just don't look good on the smaller devices.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to click on it on a mobile phone, and I'm just going to look at it and make sure that I didn't put in a picture that was too big or a sentence that broke up terribly, and everything here looks fine.
Okay.
So far. Okay, so you just see how we can double check the 3 different size devices. All from the front end. So if I wanted to modify this, I can literally modify this for all 3 size devices. Nice. I can make a module for the desktop, and a module for the tablet, and a module for the mobile phone.
So
and I just turn
on the mobile phone like you are right now, and I do an edit, that'll only apply to the mobile phone.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
I have to go in onto see this gearbox? I click on the gearbox, and that takes me into the settings of the module.
Okay.
And then I would scroll to the bottom, and I would disable on a phone, or disable on a tablet, or disable on a desktop. Do you see what I'm meaning? Meaning if I have 3 different modules, and one module is for desktops, it's got this big, beautiful picture that I want the high resolution, huge file picture on. And so I say on that module, disable that for phones because it'll load way too slow on a phone.
Gotcha.
And disable that for a tablet because it's way too big of a picture and it's going to look like caca on a tablet.
So but it turns off the image on those devices.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. And then I go in and I create a module, and in the module I just put a solid color background, and I turn that on. I leave that in there for the module, and then I go in and I disable that for the desktop.
So you
Does
would
that make
literally
sense?
create two side-by-side modules, one for desktop and one for mobile.
Correct.
Okay.
And it doesn't, one just automatically, your browsers now know what size device I'm coming from.
Okay.
So the browser is going to tell the website which module to open.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So you can do that, and this little Divi magic does all that for you.
Okay.
So you just need to know how to do that. Now the other thing, since I'm talking about that, I'm going to jump over here. In each module, you have 3 settings at the top. There's general, which 99.9% of the time, you're only going to use the general settings.
Okay.
Every once in a while, you're going to mess with the design.
Okay.
And if I mess with the design, I can go in and really tweak stuff.
Okay.
So if I wanted to really tweak stuff, like this one, I could put in a custom margin. And the margin is the area around the module. So let's say I was too close to the picture above it, and I wanted to put in a little more margin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So here I did that. I put in 10 pixels in the margin. Can you see 10 pixels?
Yep.
But I put no extra margin in the right, no extra margin in the bottom, but I put 10 extra pixels on the left.
Okay.
Okay? And over here, you see that little mobile device?
Yep.
If I click on that, now I can change my custom settings, my design, for smartphone, for tablet, and for desktop.
Ah, okay.
So on the desktop, I might want to have a big, huge margin because I got room for it. But I don't want that same margin on a smartphone. So I can literally go in and fine-tune this as much as I want.
Okay.
99.9% of the time, the settings that come standard are best.
Okay.
You don't mess with it unless you have to.
Okay.
Okay? And then this CSS, literally, if I wanted to write geek code and I wanted to have my own custom cascading schedule, whatever the heck CSS stands for,
Cascading.
I could thank you. I could literally write my own CSS right here.
Okay.
Okay? And a geek like you might have fun with that. It drives me crazy.
Sure.
But there are tons of sites that I can go to and copy and paste CSS.
Right. Well, you can go to websites and just tell it what you want it to do, and it'll convert it to the code for you.
Yep. And then I copy and paste it in here, and I'm good.
Yep.
So I just, whatever I'm working on, I make it I put the CSS ID, and then if I'm doing it in multiple places, I create a class, and then I can literally do it before the module, during the module, or after the module. And I copy and paste it in there. So I have all of that functionality right in the theme.
Okay.
Okay?
Now all that makes sense to me. Let me ask a question about the area that I don't understand. So for SEO, I know that Google logs every image on the site. So is there a rule of thumb when you're adding and changing images on what you should do to name the image itself for the SEO?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Every time, yes.
Okay.
Okay? So here's the image. I like this image, okay? But let's say I wanted to change this image.
Okay.
I click on the gearbox. This is an image module.
Okay.
So in the image module, if I wanted to just kind of amp up the SEO a little bit, I could put in my own alternate text right here. And here I would say Odyssey, dependable computer repair in Twin Bridges shown. And actually, that's a bad example. I'm going to copy that real quick. So Odyssey dependable computer repair. on mobile device. Because really what an alternate text is, if I were a blind man using the computer, the software, the handicap software would read me the alternate text when it went over that picture.
Okay.
So it should be a description of the picture. If you optimize it to be keyword after keyword after keyword with no descriptional value to it, Google will bust your buns.
Okay.
So your alternate text is really that. And also when I'm using my mouse and I put my mouse over the image, that little block of text that opens up under the image, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the alternate text. So you can't make it too long or it looks like caca.
So if I was gonna name that image before uploading it right now, I would use the same format above with the dashes, but I would, instead of doing Grand Junction, which we don't want SEO for, I would do Whitehall, Twin Bridges, and surrounding areas, Odyssey Dependable Computer Repair.jpg. And then
Absolutely. We'll get there in 1 second.
Okay.
We'll do that together.
Okay.
So Odyssey Dependable Computer Repair on mobile device. I'm going to leave that as a sentence to describe that picture.
Okay.
And then here's the image title text, which is where Grand Junction and Montana marketing blah 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 comes from. And what happened is all these pictures came over and they were already optimized for Grand Junction and Whitehall.
Right.
I already did all my SEO magic, so now I got to go in even to this and fix it.
Okay.
So all I'm going to say here is.
So is this just applying to the mobile device now, or are we applying this on all devices?
All devices. It's the picture itself.
Okay.
So here I'm going to put those words back in, repair in Twin Bridges
And surrounding areas.
Surrounding areas. So I just changed the title, but here's the funky part about it, okay? I just changed the title and the alt tag on this image in this module. I didn't change it everywhere. I just changed it on this image, on this page, on this module.
Okay.
I could have this image in 10 different pages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I only changed it right here, right now.
Okay.
So if I've got a page about managed services, I literally want to make the images on that page reflect managed services. So with this module, I can literally change or optimize image by image, page by page.
Okay.
Okay? If I wanted to, I could. Huh?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think you were going to show me. How do you do the whole site at once?
I'll get there.
Okay.
So if I wanted to, I could link this picture somewhere. Right now, this picture's not linked. And if I did link it, I would want to link it internally to another page on my site.
Now, does Google care about capitalization or lack thereof?
No.
Okay.
Humans do. And we're optimizing for humans first in a Google-friendly way.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay? I'll say that again. We're optimizing for humans first in a Google-friendly way.
Okay.
All right, so we want to make it look good for people, not for Google first. All right, so I don't need to worry about anything else in these settings.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and update that real quick. I'm going to jump back in here. I'm going to click on that gearbox. And now I'm going to upload a new photo. Okay, I don't love that photo. I'm going to change what the photo is. So here I'm in the media library. Okay? And I'm going to upload a new file. I'm going to select the file from my desktop. I'm going to go to capstones. I'm going to go to the photos that I have. And I'm going to select And I'm not sure. I think it's probably because we're on a shared screen that I cannot see these images. Normally I can see.
Try in the top right-hand corner. Try changing that. Yeah, see if it'll do anything. Well, you should be able to see them anyway. Yeah, it's probably the shared screen then.
Okay, so here's Odyssey Dependable Computer Repair in Montana. So I'm going to go to this one. That's a picture of you. So let's just do that as an example. So here's a picture of Michael Manley, but it says Capstone Consulting. So before I upload it, I'm going to right-click and rename.
Yep.
And here I'm going to take out Capstone Consulting, Grand Junction and Bozeman. I'm going to put in Odyssey Computers. So I've been using Odyssey Computer Repair and Odyssey Dependable Computer Repair interchangeably.
Okay.
And occasionally I just say Odyssey. I think that's okay, and I think it's contextual enough. I could always say Odyssey Dependable Computer Repair. It's just a lot of words to type out.
Yeah.
So here I'm just going to say comma Montana.
Okay.
Google will look at this file name. It just needs to be contextual. It doesn't have to be perfect, but Google is going to look at it. All right, so I'm going to select that file. I'm going to open it.
So again, my question earlier, do you want to use commas or do you want to use dashes? Because I've seen both.
In the file name?
Yeah.
So in my file name in Windows, I don't have to use either. I can use a real sentence.
Okay.
And I don't know if it matters with commas or dashes, but when I upload it to the computer, you'll notice over here on the right-hand side of the media library, it put dashes in.
Gotcha.
See here at the title?
Yep.
It put dashes in, and it's now an optimized title.
Okay.
But down here where it says title, it kept my file name in the format I had my file name. So my file name read like a nice sentence, and it kept it like a nice sentence.
Gotcha. So that's
okay.
one of the back-end things this tool is doing for us.
Yes, WordPress in general now.
Okay.
This is the cool thing about WordPress in general. Okay. So your title is one thing. I can put a caption on that picture, and it literally is a caption. And a lot of people put captions on pictures, like just their phone number. You know, I don't always do it. I sometimes do it. Captions are not good or bad. It's just how are they going to be applied?
Okay.
And what do they look like?
Okay.
In this case, I'm just going to jump in here, and I'm going to give it a nice alt text. I happen to have something in my clipboard that says Odyssey Dependable Computer Repair in Twin Bridges. That's enough for an alt text. It's probably too much for an alt text. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do the same thing in description, except in description I'm going to say and surrounding area, because I can put a little more in description.
We want to get the Whitehall in there too.
Area or areas?
Area. Whitehall, Twin Bridges, and surrounding areas is kind of what we're going to try and focus on.
Now, typically what I'll do, Michael, is on that WordPad that I've got opened, I'm going to take this optimized description. I'm going to select all, right-click, copy, and I'm just going to throw that onto the WordPad, notepad, so I don't have to constantly, continually rewrite it.
Yeah, you just copy and paste for hours.
Right, and I don't want the exact same thing anywhere.
Right.
I'll pull the first part of the sentence here, the middle of the sentence there, the end of the sentence there. If I were to put your description from the home page here, I could just pull sentences from it throughout your web page. I stay consistent, I stay contextual, and the important keywords are used everywhere.
Okay.
But you always want to have that on like Notepad instead of Word, because sometimes Word will misformat it for you.
Okay.
But that's the best thing you can do, because now you're not constantly going to have to create. You just constantly copy and paste.
Right.
And we have a Word document that we created that has all of your descriptions and your bio and all that stuff somewhere.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so you're good here, and now I'm going to upload an image and see how fast it changed.
Yep.
That's real live. That's real life. If I hit save, then it's going to be live on the internet. Okay? In this moment, I'm not going to hit save because I don't want to save those changes.
Right. But
I really love the.
I understand it.
I love the picture that it was there already, so I'm just going to close out of here.
Okay.
And it's going to go back to where it was, and I'm going to save that. Okay.
Got it.
So this is called a blurb. Now, when I go into what else needed to be changed on here? Let's just stay with our formatting. So there was nothing else on this particular page that we needed to change, correct?
Yep.
So now we've taken that email you sent me. I've completed everything on that email. I've completed everything on that page. So I'm just going to hit save.
Do we still have the SAO on that image, or do we need to go back in and do it?
We have to go back in and do it.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I'm going to click back in here on this image, and literally, I need to re-upload that image.
Okay.
Because the uploaded image, the file name in the upload, is wrong. And the URL is wrong. So the problem is that image URL is optimized for Grand Junction.
Yeah.
So I got to go in and fix all of those.
Okay.
And that's a ton of work, and it's a ton of time, and it's a ton of headache, but I have to do it. So this is not the point of today's training.
Yeah.
Today's training, when you up thing, you know what you're doing.
Yep.
If you see something that says Grand Junction, you cannot change image URL unless you upload the image again.
Gotcha.
Does that change an image alt tag, and I can change an image description, but I cannot change the image URL because that literally, I can't just click in here and change the image URL because it'll just break it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So literally, I'm going to have to go in here and upload. Here's my image library. And I got to look for that image, which strangely enough, it's not here.
I bet it's in your images based on the name because it has markings.
Right, it's in, I've got a pulling from a whole different file that you don't even have access to, which is another reason why I'd have to upload the image to your website. It's sitting on the server, but it's just not in your website.
Right.
So, so let's just say I wanted to change it to this image.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't. I could. It's not ugly. But even on this image, I go over here and I look at the image URL, and the image URL is correct. It says HTTPS computersmt.com. So that image URL is correct. If the image URL said anything else, it wouldn't be correct.
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Did I lose you?
I'm with you.
I don't see your. I don't see your
I
face
turned the
anymore.
video off to
Turn off
try
your
and
picture
help
so
the
you could go here.
connection out.
Okay. Okay. So the uploading of images. Michael?
Yep, I'm with you.
Do you have any questions about the uploading of images?
Nope, I'm with you.
Okay. So to answer your question, yes, I need to go in and fix that image, but I'm probably going to go in and actually fix the whole media library all at one time.
Gotcha.
This is not hurting you, but it is not optimized for SEO.
Right.
Okay?
Gotcha.
People see what they see and it looks beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to save this. I'm going to jump out of here and I'm just going to go in real quick and show you. So I'm going to, once I hit the save button, so the I said for Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, I just plugged my phone in. I thought maybe my battery got too low.
No, you're good. Why don't you go ahead and turn off the video on your phone too, so we just have the screen sharing and the audio. That might help it.
Okay. The video on my phone, I would turn off how? Where?
If you tap on it, it should give you an option to turn off the microphone. A little picture of a microphone that you click on. There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so here's the rule that you will regret if you don't follow.
Okay.
Never, 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 ever, ever use the back button
Okay.
because it does not know what version you have saved.
Okay.
And the browser and the back button do not work compatibly with what we've done here.
Okay.
So even though I've hit save here, if I use the back button, it'll mess everything up.
So you have to use the navigation in the site itself.
Correct. I want to use the exit visual builder.
Okay.
See it right here?
Yep.
Exit visual builder. And it's going to take me to the page. Now I can go into edit page, and I have open to me again the dashboard that most people are used to with WordPress.
Gotcha.
In this dashboard, I have these buttons here. I have published, and if I didn't publish this yet, it would say draft. So I can work in draft mode for days and not publish it to the internet.
Got it.
And if I hit the word, this blue button that says update, if I've not published it, it'll say publish. But once I publish it, then I have to update it every time I make a change.
Okay.
Now on the front end, if I hit save, it's live and on the internet. And on the back end, if I hit update, it's live and on the internet. But until I hit those buttons, it's just on the dashboard. It's not live on the internet.
Got it.
Okay. So you also have page attributes here and featured images. Typically, you don't mess with any of that stuff in on pages. You do mess with it on posts, but not pages.
Okay.
See this green box?
Mm-hmm.
This green box tells me that it's a global module, a global section. And a global section means if I change it anywhere, I change it everywhere.
Okay.
So I can use this section on 10 different pages. And I only have to change it on one page, and it changes everywhere. The section above it is blue and green. I know that that is just on this section. Or, excuse me, just on this page.
Okay.
But if it's green, it's global.
Okay.
So I really like how this looks. We're going to look at this row here really quick. And this little, back it up with confidence, this, this whole section here, this little piece of the row that has the image and these little blurbs, I really like how that looks.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to use that on a couple of different pages.
Okay.
So here, I'm going to say save and add to library. See that?
Okay.
If I click save and add to library, I give it a name. This is backup blurbs.
Okay.
And that's just for me. It's not for the rest of the world. Okay. If I click this button and I make it global, it's global. Or if I just want to keep it on this page, it's just on this page.
Okay.
Global, and I'm going to tell it, and I'm going to say is global, and I can put it at any time.
Okay.
Following me?
I'm following you.
Okay. This section that's below it, ooh, interesting. So it's technical issues evolve, so your IT should also, don't call asking about file recovery, call today about file backups. And the reason I couldn't see that is because it's in white lettering on the website. So when I'm on the back side of it, I can't see the letters because they're white font, but I know they're there.
Okay.
Okay? So that's just something you'll have to get used to. If you have white letters on the website, a lot of times in the dashboards and stuff, you can't see them because they're literally there in white and it's on a white background. You have to kind of know they're there and mess with it a little bit.
Gotcha.
But anyway, if on this section, which I really like, I wanted to change the words a little bit, I would just do it here. This is a full width header module, which means that's just the type of module it is. And I could add a link to it. I could change it up. I like the way it looks. I'm just showing you. This is what it looks like on the front end. And I can't see anything because all the text is white. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It does. I don't think it makes sense to you, but it'll make sense in a second. So I'm on the back end of this. I've just updated my whole page. I just want to make sure it looks good. I'm going to hit the word update here because I don't know if I made any changes. I'm just going to, up top of the here, I'm just going to save the page. And it always takes longer to save than you think it should, but give it a minute always to save.
Okay.
All right, so this is what the page looks like. I'm not in the visual builder, but my dashboard's still open at the very top. And if I scroll down, I can see all those changes that I made. Here's that row that I really like. And that full width header, for some reason, is not showing. So I'm going to just jump in here real quick and shrink that down, because I'll bet you the full width header is set to just turn on in tablet or in mobile size. Oh, look at that. There it is. Did you see that that wasn't there on desktop?
Yeah.
But it is there on tablet?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that makes sense.
So how would we fix something like that?
Okay, so we just jump back in here, we go to full screen, we go to edit the page. And it's not a fix necessarily, because I think it looks good the way it is. But if you like that and you really want to have that on your desktop too, you just click here on the section settings, and you scroll to the bottom of the section settings, and it's telling me that I've disabled this on tablet and I've disabled it on desktop.
Okay.
I unclick those two buttons. I save the module, but I also have to update the page. Okay, so save, 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 save. Everywhere you can save, save, and then save it again.
Gotcha.
Then I can go up here to view page. And if I scroll down, dun, 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 there she is. But I also notice that there's some settings here that's causing that to be too high. See that?
Mm-hmm. So
And
maybe it
that's,
was better just on the mobile device.
maybe there's a reason for that magic, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens sometimes, because I took the theme from the site that Micaiah had built, and I moved it over to my theme, there's some stuff like this that happens.
Okay.
And I fixed it by just turning it off on the desktop.
Okay.
In this case, I could probably go in and fix it in other ways. And this is where the geek side of me won't let it stay the way it is. I know I have to fix it. So I'm looking here. I'm going to click on this section of it. I'm going to go to the design elements. And I'm going to go to the I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can both see it.
Sure.
There, no. Okay, so I'm going to almost be sure that there's something in CSS. No? It's something in the theme that's causing that problem, because I cannot fix it here in the design. I don't have a setting for padding or so this is kind of advanced stuff, Michael. I don't want to fry your brain with it.
Sure.
The fast fix is to turn it off on desktop.
Okay.
And the slow fix is to add another module.
So just recreate the module, basically.
No, actually, I'm just going to real quick here. So like a lot of things in computer, you got to kind of figure out where the problem is. And then once you figure out where the problem is, you can kind of fix it. And I think where the problem is on this is that the image is way too big. So I've got a background image here, and it's just way too big. So I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to say upload. And I'm going to change that background image to this smaller one. Upload image. That didn't help. Made it worse. Jump in here. Go to background image. Take that out. Control Alt, delete. And save.
That's
not it.
Something else.
So I don't love that as much, but it still has your nice buttons in it. Mm-hmm. It still says what it should say. And what it was the size of the logo I put in.
Okay.
Okay, so what I had chosen for that logo size, I think, was the one from Facebook. So here where it says background image, I'm going to go ahead and put those images back in because I liked them. And I kind of like that one better than I like the other one. Upload image. Here's a little shortcut. Not shortcut, but just best practices. Always take out the .com and before it. You don't have to, but it's just best practices. What it just did is it made that link, that hyperlink, dynamic, meaning I can put it more places, and the Google and the browser doesn't take as long to read it.
Okay.
So here's the logo image URL. I'm going to upload, and I'm going to, instead of that big one that we had in there, just put this little horizontal one in there. And I'm going to upload, and I'm going to check box. Look how much nicer that looks.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to hit save. Save. I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. Okay. Then it shows me the page live. Slide down, desktop version, sexy and sweet.
Nice.
I don't really need this scroll down button, but it's there because this module is usually at the top of the page.
Okay.
And I'm okay. I don't care about that. Do you care about that?
No.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
So we have updated the backup files page, and we're done. Okay? So I'm just going to real quick create a new page for us.
Okay.
I'm going to go over here to your dashboard. And actually, I could have done it right here from new.
Okay.
But pages, add new. And here is computer repair in Twin Bridges and surrounding areas.
Don't forget the Whitehall.
Well, not here, okay? Because here I want to have a page for Twin Bridges and a page for Whitehall.
Oh, nice.
And my title at the top, every one of those words is going to become hyphenated. My dependable computer repair, not really for one page. I would rather it be 2 pages. So I'm going to have dependable computer repair in Twin Bridges and surrounding area, and I'm going to have dependable computer repair in Whitehall and surrounding areas.
Nice. I like it.
Okay? And I'm going to make those pages so Google gives them a little more priority. If they're posts, Google's going to count them as news and not count them as site content.
Okay.
Okay? Here in the title, capitals matter, spelling matters. And I'm just going to start there, but I'm going to say use the Divi Builder. Did you see that blue button I clicked on?
Yep.
Okay. Now here I can go right to the use the visual builder, and we would literally build it on the front end.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to first start with Yoast SEO.
Okay.
And Yoast SEO tells me how I'm going to look for Google. And right now I've got a red light. I look like caca for Google.
Okay.
I need to create a focus word. And the focus word for this is computers, computer repair.
Twin Bridges, right?
Twin Bridges, you got it. Not surrounding area, not in, not dependable. Just literally what I hope somebody types into their browser, computer repair Twin Bridges, or computer repair near Twin Bridges, or in Twin Bridges.
Put a space and put one more. Put Sheridan. That's the little town next. That would be what the surrounding areas of Twin Bridges would be.
That would sound good, right? But these are like PowerPoint slides. Every page is free. If you need to say something else, say it on a new page.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Because if I tried to make one page work for Whitehall, Twin Bridges, and Sheridan, I have just diminished the power of that page. I've just taken the focus off that page and tried to make it broader. And it takes me 10 minutes to create a page. So I might as well create a page for Twin Bridges, a page for Sheridan, and a page for Whitehall.
Right.
And then occasionally in the rest of the site, I can say Twin Bridges and Sheridan and Whitehall. As long as I have a page for Sheridan and I have mentioned Sheridan a couple of other places, they'll pick it up. It'll be okay. If I put Sheridan on the map, for Google, and I add that to Google Maps, that'll be even better. But we don't have to have everything on one page. And it's really best that we don't. And for this particular example, I really don't want to have that.
Okay.
Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right up here, and I'm going to grab this title. Well, I'm not going to because it doesn't love me. I'm going to click on this button that says Edit Snippet. Okay? The snippet is the meta text that it shows on Google. Right below the blue letters, there's black letters on every single Google listing that you see on the Google search results. I get to tell Google what to put. So I'm going to edit the snippet, and here I'm going to put in, under meta description, dependable, and experienced computer repair and service for Central Montana. Call today. 406. What's your number?
406 992 4093, I think. I'm checking.
This is really where the notepad really comes in handy.
406 992 4093.
Especially for me, because I can't remember everybody's phone number that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So you see that little bar that's orange?
Mm-hmm.
I want that bar to be green. So I said call today, and here's that blah, blah. And so I'm going to jump back up here, and where it says service for Central Montana, I'm going to say for Twin Bridges. And Sheridan. Did I spell Sheridan correctly?
There's an I in there. Yeah, but I thought we wanted a separate page for it, right?
Well, we do, but it's okay to put it here. I could put Whitehall here too. Again, this is a sentence that's below the link that tells people to click.
Okay.
Right? This is really going to make people want to click. So dependable and experienced computer repair and service for.
So for that neck of the woods, we'd probably put Twin Bridges, Sheridan, and Virginia City, Montana.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. I don't think I have enough words left. See, I just turned green.
Okay.
If I were to go that much further,
Can you take out call today and put in Virginia City?
You're killing me, Sauls. You're killing me.
Trying to learn this Google juice stuff.
Okay, Twin Bridges, comma, Virginia City, and Sheridan, comma. Oops. Now, I have about 6 or 8 characters of of leeway. I'll go from orange to green to red. You're better off to be orange than you are red, but I want to stay in green if I can.
Okay.
So if I kept typing here, I would eventually get to red.
Gotcha.
Okay? See the red?
Mm-hmm.
So now I know I've actually got quite a few more characters to work with in green. So I might be able to go back here.
We can take out the word "and" between repair and service and then get even more. I guess you need it actually. It doesn't flow well without it.
But I can go back in and add the call to action and still be in green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So this is something you want to play with. That's golden that I can have the call to action in there.
You need a space before the phone number? Or does it care?
It cares.
Okay.
This is, again, we're writing this for people. So
There you go. Okay.
all right, so now I've got 4 green lights.
Okay.
See at the bottom here?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the most important thing I can do right now. But if I really wanted to understand SEO, I would read where I need to add what I need to do here. I need a text that contains at least 300 to 500 words. This is far below the recommended minimum of 300 words. See, I know I need 300 to 500 words on my page. Add more content that is relevant for your topic. Okay, Mr. Google, I will do that. Your focus keyword, computer repairs, twin bridges, does not appear in the SEO title. Well, that's true, but computer repair twin bridges does. I'm okay.
All right. Now, basically, we could put in some generic stuff about how beautiful and awesome Twin Bridges is and how they need a computer guy like me.
Perfect idea. So a meta description has not been specified, but it does not contain the focus keyword. Now that's a good point. Okay? In our little meta description that we spent all that time on, it says computer repair and it says twin bridges, but it doesn't say, like our focus keyword says, computer repair twin bridges.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. I know I'm okay. I'm really not going to focus too much on that. And then the slug for the blah, blah, blah is a bit long. Consider shortening it. And I kind of agree. So I'm going to take surrounding areas out of my slug. Does that make sense? And the slug is the URL. So it'll say computersmontana.com/dependable computer repair twin bridges.
Got it.
And that's enough. I don't want surrounding area surrounding areas. It's too much for a URL.
Well, realistically, so tell me if I'm thinking correctly, people aren't going to enter the word surrounding areas in Google anyway, so it's really only for the people reading it, right?
Right. And I actually just shortened it up again, and I'm going to say computer repair twin bridges. Okay. That is a beautiful slug right there.
Do we need Montana in there?
We could. I'm going to say no.
Okay. Well, when it comes to like Sheridan, there's a Sheridan, Wyoming, and there's a Sheridan, Montana. So.
Okay. But I think we're good. I mean, again, you can overthink this and you can overwork this to the max. The fact that we took 5 minutes here puts us in the top 5 percentile of people that build websites.
Right.
If you were the geek over there on your side, or if, and Andrea is not a good example because she knows how to build a website, but 9 out of 10 IT people that build websites don't care about this, don't know this exists, and they won't do it.
Right.
So we're moving on.
Got
I
it.
come down here to this beautiful Divi builder, and I'm going to load from library, because I know in my library I've got all kinds of stuff that's going to help me. I've got all these pre-built pages. I've got page with a left sidebar, page with a right sidebar. I've got a sales page, a blog page, a shop page, a splash page. I got all of that in there. I can go here to add from the library, and I've got a full page layout, a team page, a blog section, a call to action page. All of these things are because you are working with Stevetarian. You have about 10 times more choices of pre-built pages.
Well, there had to be some reason to work with you, you know.
There have to be, especially to put up with my talkativeness.
No, I like you, Steve.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna say I don't know, load this page. Now it's put in all these pretty sections for me. And I'm just going to delete this last section that was already preloaded. Oh, I forgot to do one thing with the SEO.
So
I'm going to jump way back up here with the SEO, and I'm going to grab my meta description and copy it. And I'm going to go below all of these sections to this little box that says excerpts. And I'm going to paste in my meta description there. If I were to share this page on Facebook, it pulls from this excerpt. If I don't, it'll just pull the first sentence it finds. If I put something in excerpts, it'll put in what I want it to put in. So that's important.
Okay.
All right, so now I've got something loaded. I don't want to publish this page, but I do want to save the draft. Because if I don't save the draft and my computer dies because I didn't plug it in, I'm going to lose everything.
Right. So
Okay?
I have a question for you. So I just Googled images of Twin Bridges, Montana that are free to use and modify commercially, and I sent you that link. So would that be a good strategy to personalize this for people from those areas searching for me to have at least one image of the area in there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So did you get the email with your password yet?
I didn't even look. Let me see. Yep, I did.
Okay. So do you want to go in and build this page and put those images on right from your computer?
Sure.
Okay, so one quick thing. Friend to friend, and since I'm giving you such an amazing value, I made a mistake once and synced my phone to my computer, and it took all of the videos and pictures and everything from my phone and put it in the hard drive of my computer, and now my huge hard drive on my computer says I've got low disk space.
Uh-huh.
So when we're all done, and when we have another time that's not right now, can you log in and fix my computer?
Yeah.
Because I have stuff here from 2011, and I mean, I've just kept passing forward all these files, and I don't need most of them. They're all in my backup anyway. I just really need to free up a boatload of space.
Yeah. Yeah, I will email you some invitations for the software I use, just like you have your Google Juice on the websites and stuff. I'll send you some of my tech tools, and you can install them on there, and then I can help you fix that.
Thank you.
Yep.
I don't know. It says I'm full. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put anything else on here. We're going to have you log in a minute. Before we have you log in, I'm just going to scroll down here, and we're gonna just real quickly go to use the visual builder.
Okay.
And there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in here we don't need, because we grabbed somebody else's template. And in that template, there's all these colors and all these pictures that we don't need. But when I scroll down, I can decide if there's anything I want, and I can see the layout that I'm going to be working with.
Okay.
Okay? So in this first section here, I've got a row, and in that row, there's a text, and this is probably texts, but they've used the image in the text box. And then here's a hyperlink. And then here's an image, but I noticed that somebody messed with this image, and they made it actually extend into the next section. So that's something that has to do with this special page theme that I chose to use, and I have to either live with that or put a photo in that works good for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I know I'm going to need a tall, thin image right here. A wide image is not going to work.
Okay.
Okay? And I scroll down. Okay, I'm going to need this area. This is where we can say, you know, the Twin Bridges area is a great place to live, especially if you have a small business, and every small business loves to work on computers, blah, 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 blah. Scroll down. I'm going to want 4 bullet points that make sense for what you do. Okay? And then I've got another image on the left and some wording on the right with a hyperlink, call to action. And then the bottom section is going to be, hi, I'm a call to action. Start your friendly trial today, and a button. So the very bottom section is a call to action. So now I know what that looks like on the back end. And I'm just going to show you here real quick. I'm going to click on this section. And in this section, there is a background color. It's that pretty purple. If I take that out, that background color is going to turn white. See what happened?
Yeah.
If I go in here and I go into this section and I go into background color and I want it to be this pretty gray, see? Or I could put in a background video. You can actually get a lot of GIFs that are awesome. So here I'm going to have a little bit of fun if I can find it fast. I doubt I'm going to be able to find it on my computer very fast. Because I can't see my pictures, I'm not going to be able to do it. I downloaded some free GIFs that are really awesome. They're like grass flowing and wheat fields flowing. That makes a really good background video or a really good background picture.
Can you do me a favor? The next time you're working in this, would you mind dumping those into Google Drive or something?
I sure will, my friend.
Okay.
I have a lot of pictures that I've already compiled for you.
Okay.
So I'll put them in the Google Drive.
Awesome.
So right now, I really don't want a background picture there. I really just want a background color. But a background video is a really great thing to do. I just didn't like that purple, and most of your colors are in this green zone. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to make this in kind of that green zone that's on the rest of your website. And then I'm going to make it mostly transparent, and I'm just going to leave it there.
Cool.
Yeah, see how easy that was?
Yep.
Now I'm going to jump in here, and I've got this row, but I really don't care much about the row settings. I really care about the text. And I know the text is a dark color, and it says wireframe, blah, 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 blah. So here I'm going to say, boy, what I had on my clipboard works pretty well, except I'm going to probably take out the call to action there because it's a little long. And that matches what they just clicked on in Google to get to this page.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm going to say okay. I'm going to see how that looks. That looks pretty darn skippy to me. Here I'm just going to grab it from the front end. I'm not even going to go to the back end. And I'm going to say small business and home computer repair. Yes, yes, no, small business and home computer. Because what it's doing is it's formatting it, Michael, to fit that little box.
Okay.
It's not going to let me stretch out too much, and I've already got it in a nice big bold size. So I got to be careful here what I put in unless I want to change the whole formatting.
So
And I really don't because
so
I've got a pretty template.
small and then fit repair, right?
Yeah, and I think we can fit repair anyway. So I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
Okay.
But I really don't need this little Apple icon or watch demo. So this, I'm actually going to I got to jump over here into the text editor and take that out, or I can put in a different image. See that link? It's actually, you probably understand this geek code here. I'm just going to take that out right now.
Okay. You're going to want the demo button out too, right?
No, because that's an active link. And I really want that to be an active link, but I want it to say something else. Okay. Like, need service now? Question mark. Highlight that. Make it a hyperlink. And I'm going to jump over here to your emails. I'm going to go back over here. And I know under the About Us page, I've got the link to open up a service right here. So I'm going to go back over here, and under the URL, because I don't really want it to go directly to Atera, I want it to go to open an email, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say mail to hyphen, or I'm sorry, colon, and then put in that link.
Should we do
so
help
literally
now or service now? What's better for SEO and for people?
I think for people, I think service is really what we want here, don't you?
They both work. I'm just asking you because you're the guru.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my gut said service, and title could be, because we really don't want a title in here. I don't think. I'll have to see what the title does. And again, I don't want them to leave my site, and this is going to open up their email, whatever email server they have on their browser or their device. It's going to jump in and open Outlook, etc. So I'm going to say do that in a new window. Okay. I don't want you to do that in my window.
Okay.
We're hyperlinked. We're good. Everything is awesome. That is working. That's beautiful. So you get the idea of, now see these little lines here?
Yeah.
Do you see the little lines?
Mm-hmm.
Those are called dividers. and they're really there to make this look awesome on tablet and on a mobile phone. 99% of the time, if you built your own page, you'd not have all this formatting. But I pulled up a template, and this template is going to be beautiful, but it also adds some extra caca that you don't need to work with on a regular basis.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm just going to keep scrolling down here. Here's where we want to say something about your services or Twin Falls. I don't know. A new era of website is here. So a new era of computer IT service is here. How's that?
Sounds good.
And then here where it says build beautiful, blah, 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 I'm just going to cheat and go back over here and grab some words that you like from over here and copy, jump on my little WordPad, paste, grab them again. How's that for government work?
Sounds good.
So I'm saving the draft. Again, I've got an option over here to publish or save draft. I can see it on my screen. I don't think you can see it on yours. I just said save draft. Now I'm literally going to get out of here and I'm going to log out.